To be exact, from a SpaceX Falcon 9 launch from Cape Canaveral. They're going to send up another batch of Starlink internet satellites. This will be their 5th batch of those satellites going into space. Liftoff is set for 10:05 this morning, so just a few minutes from now. It's pretty cloudy all over Central Florida, though some of it's starting to burn off. We have a little bit less cloud coverage now than we did a half hour ago, and the live video that I'm looking at right now from Cape Canaveral shows some blue skies over there. So if you're out at the coast, you might get a great view of this. So we're going to begin our live coverage momentarily. Try streaming us on your smart speaker if you're at home or you're in the office. If you're going to be listening on this station, maybe in your car, we are ramping down our delay. So our live footage of the broadcast, our live coverage, should match up with what you're able to see in the sky if you're able to get a view. We're going to come back to this in a minute.
At T-minus 3.5 minutes, the transporter erector has already moved away from the rocket slightly, and this allows some clearance for Falcon 9 to lift off of our launch pad. The first and second stages are both nearly fully loaded with 1 million pounds of kerosene fuel and liquid oxygen. First stage should finish prop loading at T-minus 3 minutes, and second stage at T-minus 2 minutes. At T-minus 60 seconds, be sure to listen in for the call out that Falcon 9 is in startup. This means that the rocket's autonomous internal flight computers have taken over the launch countdown. The Starlink payload continues to be healthy. The Falcon 9 team is tracking no issues on the rocket. Weather is looking good, and the range is green for launch. So, let's listen into the last few minutes of the countdown.
Falcon 9 launch. We just got the video up on our Facebook page as well if you want to look along with us. I'm going to pull up the SpaceX broadcast right here to follow along with us. So I'm looking at live footage from SpaceX right now, and it looks like it's decently clear, but only out at the coast. Maybe send me an open mic after the launch letting me know if you were able to watch it. They're again going to send up a Falcon 9 rocket carrying another batch of Starlink internet satellites. Now, they've sent up many batches of these before. These are going to eventually form a constellation. Elon Musk, the SpaceX CEO, wants thousands and thousands of these in the sky in space, and they're eventually going to provide broadband internet around the Earth, global broadband internet. So we're now T-minus 2 minutes away from the launch. We are ramping down our delay. Normally this station broadcasts in a slight delay. We have ramped that down so you can follow along with our coverage and then watch in the sky. Hopefully you'll get a decent view. I'm looking out towards the east right now, and it looks pretty hazy out there, although the clouds did dissipate just a little bit. 1 minute and 30 seconds now until the launch is going to happen. This was the one that was rescheduled a few times now. It was supposed to be Saturday, then it was supposed to be yesterday, and that would have been great too, because it was really clear yesterday morning, and we had the Daytona 500, but nonetheless, it was rescheduled for today. 1 minute and 17 seconds now from this launch. We're bringing it to you live right here on News 96.5 WDBO. And again, if you're able to watch this launch, send us an open mic letting us know what you saw and how it looked to you. Just tap the open mic button in the News 96.5 WDBO app. If you're at the office right now, or you're just
30 seconds.
nominal.
It is T plus 47 seconds, and we have just had liftoff of our Falcon 9 vehicle, taking our Starlink payload to its targeted orbit. In about 15 seconds or so, we will be passing through max Q. Max Q is the maximum aerodynamic pressure that the vehicle will see throughout its ascent.
Supersonic.
You should hear that call out in about 5 seconds or so.
Falcon 9 is experiencing maximum aerodynamic pressure.
And there's that call out for max Q. Coming up next in about a minute will be 3 events happening in rapid succession. The first of which will be MECO, or main engine cutoff, followed immediately by stage separation, and this is where the first stage separates from the second stage, and then followed by SES-1, or second engine start 1.
And back engine chill.
You can see on your screen, this is a nice live view looking aft on the vehicle, so you can see those Merlin engines burning real bright right now with Earth in the background. And we're just about 30 seconds away if you're just now joining us. The next 3 events coming up will be MECO, or main engine cutoff, stage separation, and SES-1, second engine start 1. And as we mentioned, today we will only be having 1 burn of the second stage.
MECO. Stage separation confirmed.
And there we've just had MECO, main engine cutoff, and stage separation.
Recognition.
And second engine start 1 on your right screen. That engine is starting up and should be turning bright red shortly here. There it is. Now coming up in about 5 seconds, we will have fairing deploy. Should also be able to see this on your screen.
Fairing separation confirmed.
And there is fairing deploy. Now both fairing halves are making their way back to Earth. Let's hope that we can catch both of them today on Mystery and Mischief.
Okay, stage 2 continues to burn nominally with those 60 Starlink satellites up on top, while stage 1 begins its ascent down to the drone ship. So coming up very soon, we're going to have a few events on stage 1. The first is the entry burn. That's coming at up about T plus 6 minutes and 48 seconds or so. That's where 3 of the M1D engines are going to reignite, and what they do is they slow the first stage down as it re-enters the upper part of the Earth's atmosphere. That burn's going to go for about 20 seconds until you hear the call out, stage 1 entry burn end. About a minute and a half after the conclusion of that entry burn will be the landing burn. Now that's where we reignite the center E9 engine on the bottom of Falcon 9 on that first stage. And what that does is then slows the vehicle down to 0 velocity as those landing legs are deploying and hopefully placing this stage on the drone ship for the 4th time and hopefully marking the 50th successful landing of a Falcon 9 booster. Stage 2 trajectory continues to be nominal. We're hearing that impact power is good, and everything is looking really awesome. Stage 2 is burning with more than 210,000 pounds of thrust. And the 60 satellites that are on top of that second stage are going to join the previous batches of Starlink satellites already in orbit, further filling in our constellation, which gets us another step closer to providing high-speed, low-latency internet access to people on that beautiful blue planet right there, targeting places where broadband connectivity options like fiber are too expensive or unreliable or even sometimes completely unavailable. We're about 15 seconds away from that entry burn. Hopefully we'll see that plume on the left side of the screen there.
Stage 1 FTS is safe. Stage 1 entry burn is started.
And as you can see, that entry burn has begun.
Hearing vessels have AOS.
We lost the downlink there just for a second, but hopefully we'll get it right back soon.
And stage 1 entry burn is shut down.
All right, and as you just heard, that entry burn has concluded, and I'm also hearing that it was a pretty good one. So coming up
First
next...
stage LOS expected.
Coming up next for stage 1, in just under a minute, is going to be the start of the landing burn. This will be, if successful, the 50th successful landing of a booster, of a Falcon booster, not necessarily a Falcon 9. We've landed boosters for Falcon Heavy as well, and this counts as one of those. Okay, we're a little over 10 seconds away from that landing burn start. Meanwhile, stage 2 continues
Stage
to
2 is
perform
after terminal
onward.
guidance. Stage 1 landing burn is started.
All right, let's see what we can see here on the left side of the screen. It's a beautiful day out there.
Landing legs have deployed. Impact shutdown.
Okay, we were
Stage 2
expecting
FTS is saved.
we were expecting the call out for landing, and we obviously didn't see it there on the drone ship. So let's look back at stage 2.
Newfoundland AOS.
And we clearly did not make the landing this time. However, stage 2, we have confirmed SECO, which is second engine cutoff. Let's listen for the call out of the orbit.
Capo is expected.
And we have a good
Nominal
orbit.
orbital insertion of stage 2.